are live. Yes, we are. So, for those of you who are watching live on Twitch, welcome in. For those of you who are watching this after a fact on YouTube, also welcome in. Today, we're going to be going over Week 3 NCAA football. For my Twitch followers, by the way, I'm going to link that on YouTube. I don't record anything on Twitch, I just stream there, so it's just going to go up. Generally, whenever I stream things, I believe this video is going to be going up maybe, it probably will go up sometime today or tomorrow after editing and yada 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 on YouTube. But if you guys are watching right now on Twitch, go ahead and let me know. Just let me know. I have my Twitch chat pulled up here on my phone, and we'll go ahead and I'll be paying attention. So let me make sure we're all set there, and we are. So this was week 4. Now we're going into week 5. We're starting to get to where it actually matters. A lot of these games are starting to matter more. And we're just gonna see a lot more games matter more going forward. Okay. Well, whatever. Anyway, so I mispredicted this. Coastal Carolina looked pretty bad. Purdue looked pretty bad this season. NC State looked bad in that Virginia game. Let me turn my mic over this way a little bit. Boise State looked okay in that San Diego State game. It didn't really look great, but it didn't look bad. San Jose lost to Air Force. That was an okay game. This game was actually pretty close. The Florida State-Clemson game. Marshall beat Virginia Tech. A lot of these Virginia teams are pretty low, relatively. Anywho, Tulsa beat Northern Illinois. Syracuse beat Army. Texas A&M beat Auburn. Hey, good on you, Jimbo. TCU beat SMU. Unsurprising. Troy beat Western Kentucky. That's interesting. Oklahoma beat Cincinnati. I think the scoreline on this was 20-6, so not very good, but it was okay. Michigan, go Wolves, beat Rutgers this week. Kind of just, after the first quarter, just destroyed them. Kentucky beat Vanderbilt, unsurprising. Toledo beat Western Michigan, also unsurprising. Georgia Southern beat Ball State. Interesting upset there. Ohio beat Bowling Green. I don't know how I feel about that one. I feel like I hear more about Bowling Green, but I don't really pay much attention to Bowling Green or Ohio. So BYU lost to Kansas. Go Jayhawks. Maryland beat Michigan State. Miami of Ohio beat Delaware State. Old Dominion beat Texas A&M Commerce. Miami beat Temple. Alabama beat Ole Miss. And also this kind of sets up LSU's going to beat the shit out of Ole Miss next week, but we'll get to that. UConn lost to Duke. Illinois beat FIU. That's interesting. New Mexico beat UMass. Nebraska beat Louisiana Tech. Oof. My boss is a Tech fan. That's got to feel bad for him. However, one of the other guys that I worked with is a fucking Nebraska fan. So, for you guys, go Huskers, man. Oregon, this game was what I thought it would be. Oregon just beat the shit out of Colorado. They were not ready for this. They just aren't. Anyway, Utah beat the shit out of UCLA. Louisville beat Boston College. West Virginia beat Texas Tech. Iowa State beat Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's looking bad this year, boys. South Florida beat Rice. Tennessee beat UTSA. Jacksonville State beat Eastern Michigan. Central Michigan beat South Alabama. East Carolina beat Gardner-Webb. Liberty beat Florida International. They're looking pretty good this year. Georgia Tech beat Wake Forest. What? I'm sorry. Give me a second here. I need to look up the stat line on that one. Well, Wake Forest just doesn't look good this season then. Damn. Arkansas State beat Southern Miss. Didn't think that would happen. LSU beat Arkansas. Didn't think that would happen. Colorado State beat Middle Tennessee. I firmly didn't think that would happen. Arizona beat Stanford. Knew that. Texas State beat Nevada. Tulane beat Nichols. Florida beat Charlotte. Houston beat Sam Houston's. Wyoming beat Appalachian State. And that's interesting. Although they did give Texas a run for their money. For sure. So. Washington State beat Oregon State. Texas beat Baylor. Beat the brakes off of Baylor. Indiana beat Akron. Missouri beat Memphis. Ohio State beat Notre Dame. This was an interesting game, and that finish kind of pissed me off. I don't even like Notre Dame or Ohio State, but that finish kind of pissed me off because it wasn't really a good opportunity. I mean, they only had 10 players on the field, man. What you gonna do? Northwestern versus Minnesota. Northwestern won that one. Penn State beat Iowa. I don't know how the fuck Iowa thought they were gonna come in there and compete on a night like that. It just wasn't happening. South Carolina beat Mississippi State. I was watching this game earlier. Hey, I mean, it is what it is. We're getting into SEC play, and neither of these teams are going to have a lot of wins going forward, so they better be happy to get them where they can. Georgia beat UAB. ULL beat Buffalo, New York. Kansas State beat UCF. North Carolina went on the road and beat Pittsburgh. James Madison beat Utah State. UNLV beat UTEP. USC beat Arizona State. And none of those games were really fun. Fresno State beat Kent State. Unsurprising, Washington beat Cal. And Hawaii beat New Mexico State. So this was Week 4's roundup. Not too many bad games, really. It was a great weekend of football. Great weekend of football overall. I'm going to go Tulsa at home over Temple. I'm going to go Middle Tennessee over Western Kentucky. Sam Houston over Jacksonville State. NC State over Louisville. Utah over Oregon State. I think Louisiana Tech goes on the road and beats UTEP. I think Cincinnati gets a bounce-back win over BYU, and USC obliterates Colorado. I am not a big fan of Colorado. I did think they were going to win their first 3, but I don't think they're going to win a ton of games going on their back 9. And it started with that Oregon blowout, and it's going to keep going with this USC team that is just flat-out better than them. James Madison is going to beat South Alabama. Penn State's going to beat Northwestern. On any given year, this would be pretty pretty boring. But this year, I don't know where the fuck to put Clemson. I'll have them beating Syracuse on the road. I'm still high on Tulane. I think they beat UAB. I think Akron beats Buffalo. I think Arkansas probably gets a bounce back win over Texas A&M on the road. At home. Utah State beats UConn on the road. I think Florida can go to Kentucky and win on the road this year. Minnesota probably beats ULL at home. It's way too cold for them. Central Michigan beats Eastern Michigan. Neither of these teams are that great. I'll go Boston College at home, though. Miami of Ohio over Kent State. Cal over... I'll go Arizona State. Georgia over Auburn. I'll go Georgia Tech over Bowling Green. Old Dominion over Marshall. South Florida over Navy. Illinois. I'll go Purdue over Illinois. I think they'll get a bounce back win. Rutgers beats Wagner. Texas Tech beats Houston. UCF probably beats Baylor. Even still. Maryland beats Indiana. Arkansas State probably beats UMass. Michigan beats Nebraska. Go Wolves. Texas beats Kansas. Toledo beats Northern Illinois. Ball State beats Western Michigan. UNLV beats Hawaii. Wyoming probably beats New Mexico. Boise State beats Memphis. Missouri beats Vanderbilt. LSU goes on the road and knocks off Ole Miss. Oregon's going to knock off Stanford. Colorado State knocks off Utah Tech. I'll say Georgia Southern probably over Coastal. And I'll go Troy over Georgia State. Oklahoma over Iowa State. And East Carolina over Rice. North Texas over ACU. Texas State over Southern Miss. Notre Dame over Duke. SMU over Charlotte. South Carolina, I'll give the dub over Tennessee. Michigan State over Iowa. Air Force over San Diego State. TCU over West Virginia. UL Monroe over Appalachian State. Although this could easily go the other way. Pittsburgh over Virginia Tech. Alabama over Mississippi State. Probably Washington over Arizona and Fresno State. To close it out. So, following this week, we have we have Washington State at 4-0, Texas at 5-0. This is not how I would put things, by the way. This is just how it has things. I would still have Georgia on top, Florida State. My top four is Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, and Texas. It's the same, but in different order. Texas I have at 4. Anyway, so Texas at 5-0 currently. Miami 4-0. They're looking pretty strong in the ACC. Utah at 5-0. Ohio State 4-0, Oklahoma 5-0, Washington 5-0, Michigan 5-0, North Carolina 4-0, Florida State 4-0, Penn State 5-0, Missouri 5-0. That's going to change. Georgia 5-0, Oregon 5-0, James Madison 5-0. Yeah, that's going to change. Fresno State, Air Force, Liberty, all of these guys 5-0. You got to go down to 21 before you hit teams that aren't. So right now, currently there's 20 teams that are that have 0 losses. LSU Florida and Notre Dame top the list of one-loss teams. Following them, TCU and Alabama. Again, how I place this, TCU's nowhere near this. And Alabama's significantly higher. LSU is significantly higher. A lot of these teams, James Madison, Fresno State, Air Force, Liberty, they would all fall lower than a lot of these guys. I'm getting kind of high on Miami, to be honest. But they haven't really done anything crazy yet, so we just got to give that time. They play an ACC schedule, which means they probably still have to play Florida State and Clemson. So, and it looks like I think they're playing Duke this week, so that should be interesting. Anyway, hopefully you all did enjoy. If you didn't, make sure to like, make sure to comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. See you all in the next videos. Good.